At this point, we've got all sorts of options for handheld emulation devices, varying in price from really cheap ones running Linux, all the way up to premium Android devices costing hundreds of dollars. Heck, the Steam Deck can do all of that emulation stuff and more, right? You know I had to bring up the Steam Deck. But why do people keep recommending this thing? The Miyoo Mini Plus has been out for close to 2 years now. And in an era where companies are pumping out devices seemingly every week, I'm looking at you, Anbernick, why do people still keep coming back to the Miyoo Mini Plus? Let's talk about it. I bought my Miyoo Mini Plus on April 17th of this year, 2024, having already owned an Anbernick RG35XX, the original one. I was left kind of wanting more and kicking myself for not getting a Wi-Fi enabled device as my first handheld. To get straight to my main point of wanting the Miyoo Mini Plus, I wanted to start earning retro achievements. What are those and why should you care? Well, I grew up being a little obsessed with my Xbox gamer score. I like when numbers go up, and that bleeds into how I look at games today. I still get joy from that notification popping up when I did something cool in a game, and in the past, I've pushed to get the most achievements I can in a game because it's a fun goal. I have a tough time committing to certain games, even though my brain will say, yeah, I'd love to play that Pokemon game again, but I never do. Retro achievements help me with that. I know I want to play retro games, but it's nice to have goals while I play them, to make it feel just slightly more worth my time. That's how my brain operates sometimes, which is why the original 35XX left me wanting. People still flock to the Miyoo Mini Plus because of its support for alternative firmware in the form of OnionOS. Garlic OS on the original 35XX is great, and I really love both OSs for picking up and quickly playing games in my downtime. But there are so many more devices to choose from now in literally any shape or size that you could possibly want. Vertical, horizontal, clamshell, micro, all of these choices are great, and maybe they are better in some way than the Miyoo Mini Plus. But if you're wanting to just play some retro games that aren't so demanding, the Miyoo Mini Plus is the safe choice. As long as it's still in production, I think it will continue to sell well because there's still so much value in something that just has stayed the same and continues to be great. Small, and an all-around approachable device to go back and experience those Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, and SNES games that you've been missing or you've wanted to throw in your pocket. Speaking of the firmware, I wanted to touch on my favorite features of OnionOS and why I think you should upgrade immediately if you decide to pick up a Miyoo Mini Plus. Number one is the quick resume function that puts you right back where you were when you push the center button right here. This makes it so easy to jump in and out of games quickly when you've got a few minutes in your day to play some retro games. Number two ties into number one, which is the shutdown function, where if you hold the power button while you're playing the game, it will quickly make a save state and shut the device down. This is great for when you're sneakily playing Pokemon at work and someone walks into your office to ask you a question. When you boot the device back up, you're right back where you were when you shut it down. Third probably has to be the ability to install OTA updates or over-the-air updates with Wi-Fi. This just means if there's an update for OnionOS, you can just download it straight to the device and not have to worry about taking the SD card out and plugging it into a PC and updating it that way. Some people may not really care about this, but I like to keep things up to date, and if I can just do it on the device itself, that's awesome. Finally, I think the last thing that I want to point out that I like is support for different themes. Hopefully in a future update, there will be a browser for themes on the device, but for now, you can download them on a PC and then throw them on your SD card. In terms of the hardware, The Miyoo Mini Plus is a great feeling device. It feels solid in the hand. The version I have is the gray model, which is supposed to resemble the old DMG Game Boys. The ABXY buttons are a rubber dome style, which feel great to press and are quiet and responsive. The D-pad is solid too, feeling pretty much exactly how you'd want a retro D-pad to feel. The menu button, as well as the start and select buttons, are hard plastic with micro switches underneath, which aren't really what you'd expect, but are totally fine for what they do. I like the back and shoulder buttons more on the Miyoo Mini Plus than I did on the 35XX. They're light and quietly clicky, not requiring that much force to press, and satisfying to use when you use them for something like activating a fast forward function for grinding Pokemon levels. All of these things sum up to a pretty exceptional little handheld. Sure, you could load some ROMs onto your smartphone, but having a dedicated piece of hardware that just feels good to hold is a much better experience in my opinion. At some point though, it should stop being about the firmware and the hardware and all about just playing games and having fun. Going back and reliving memories from games from your past, or forming new ones with old games that you never got to try for one reason or another. The Miyoo Mini Plus and devices like it are great for that. I'm currently making my way through Pokemon Emerald, and I've dipped my toes into Zelda, Metroid, and so many more random games that I never had a chance to experience. One of my favorite things about owning one of these devices that isn't exclusive to the Miyoo Mini Plus is the satisfaction of using my own ROMs that I've dumped myself. For those of us that still have a collection of Game Boy cartridges, it's cool to be able to dump those and throw them onto a device like this. Like, that's my game from when I was 10 years old. The GB operator from Epilogue has been really cool for that. This isn't a video about that, but I really wanted to mention it because it was such a fun time dumping my games, knowing that even some of my saves were still there even after all these years. So I think whether Miyoo intended for it or not, the Mini Plus is a special device. A lot of credit goes to all of the folks that have put effort into OnionOS to make it what it is. Based on the GitHub page, it appears that people are still making fixes for bugs and adding features for the next iteration or update to OnionOS, which gets me excited to see, and I can't wait to see it get pushed someday. But that's it. What do you think of the Miyoo Mini Plus? Do you already have one, or are you looking into getting into handheld emulation? Leave all of your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you got any sort of value from this video. And thanks for watching. Have a good week.